All right. Public speaking tip number 14. You see, number 13, we talk about the 4 reasons, deciding, basically what you're going to talk about, right? We said that either you would do one of 4 things. We said either you would inform, inspire, entertain, or persuade. Okay. So this time, now that you know what exactly you're going to do, you took a few minutes at the end of the last video to figure out at your next presentation which of those you were going to do. So now it's time to figure out exactly what you're going to talk about. We're going to narrow down the focus a little bit. Okay. Public speaking tip number 14. Narrow your focus and make it interesting. Public speaking tip number 14. Narrow your focus and make it interesting. Make it interesting. Put some wheels on it, okay? Let's make it fun. Here's how it works. Last presentation, you figured out what you're going to talk about and why. You figured out if you're going to inform, inspire, entertain, or persuade. So let's say that you decided to persuade. So now you're going to give a persuasive speech, okay? You're going to give a persuasive speech. But now the big question next is, what are you going to persuade them to do? What are you going to persuade your audience to do? You have to persuade them to do something. You can't just persuade them to do everything. So what you're going to do is you're going to think about your audience. And you're going to think about yourself. And you're going to think about, okay, how much time have you been allotted to speak? So for the coaching program, if you're in the coaching program, I want you to go ahead right now and you're going to prepare a 5 to 7 minute presentation to share with your coach or your presentation team. Okay, 5 to 7 minutes is what you're going to do. And so you've been given 5 to 7 minutes. And so in 5 to 7 minutes, you have to persuade your audience to do something. Now, if you're not in a coaching program, maybe you're going to inform your audience of something, or you're going to entertain your audience, or you're going to inspire your audience. But 5 to 7 minutes is how long you've been given to speak. And so what you have to do now is figure out what exactly are you going to speak about. So what are you going to persuade your audience to do in the next 5 to 7 minutes? And so you also want to make sure that your presentation is going to be something that's beneficial to both you and your audience. It has to be beneficial to both you and your audience. Don't stand up and speak about something that's not beneficial to both you and your audience. Okay, so if it was me, for instance, I would probably come out and let's say that I'm going to persuade my audience to buy the book. Yeah, I'm going to persuade my audience to buy the book, 11 Steps to Powerful Presentations and Public Speaking. You see, and the audience right now, they may be just like you, and they may feel like, hey, they're already watching the videos, they're doing everything they need to do, they're following us every week, and they're working and they're rehearsing and they're getting good and they're practicing. And so they may not totally understand how beneficial the book is. They might not understand that all the secrets are really in the book. And so if I've got 5 to 7 minutes to persuade them to buy the book, okay, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And so I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to persuade them now to buy the book. I'm going to persuade them to go to powerhousemotivations.com/11 Steps to Powerful Presentations to purchase a copy of the book. Or I'm going to persuade them to go over to Amazon.com and to purchase their copy of 11 Steps to Powerful Presentations and Public Speaking. Okay? I'm going to persuade them to do that. So at the end of my presentation, because you remember we said we always start with the end in mind. I just gave you the end. At the end of the presentation, I want them to go over to Amazon, or I want them to go over to Powerhouse Motivations and purchase their copy of the book, Persuasive Speech. Now, they may not believe that they need the book, but I already know that the book is awesome, and I know it's something that could change their speaking career. It could change their fortunes. And you're going to do the same thing in your presentation. You're going to persuade your audience to take advantage of some life-changing or awesome opportunity that you know is available for them. And so the next thing you're going to do, you know what the end result is. I know exactly what I want them to do, when I want them to do it. I want them to do it no sooner than this video is over. I want them to head over and purchase the book. So I'm going to make sure I throw all the points on. I'm going to tell, hey, it's on sale, $17.99. But if you purchase it today, we're going to get you an e-reader, a Kindle copy, $2. $2 if you do it today. $2 if you do it today. Purchase the book. I'll get you the e-reader copy for $2. I'm going to give them all this great information. And it's the same thing you're going to do for your presentation. You're going to give them all the great information that they need to make an awesome decision. Make sense? And you know that you've got 5 to 7 minutes to do it. All right. So with 5 to 7 minutes, you start with the end in mind. You think about the audience. You now figure out exactly what you're going to tell them at the beginning of the presentation to get them on board. You know, see, I may tell them that, hey, in life, you only get one opportunity to make an awesome decision. You only get one opportunity to invest in yourself, to make the rest of your life the best of your life. You only get one opportunity to share your story. You see, and then I'm going to craft the rest of my presentation from the opening to the close. I'm going to tie it all together. Everything's going to be persuasive. And as I persuade them, we're going to build a connection. I'm going to tell them that, hey, I'm going to tell them exactly why this item, this book that I'm telling them to go over and purchase, the one written by yours truly, is the book that they should purchase and how good it is for them. I may even tell them, I may share a couple of stories with them and tell them about how I stumbled upon my career as a presentations coach. And so you would do something exactly like that in your presentation. You see, because the goal is to take them from point A to point B. Start with the end in mind. Craft the beginning. Share a few stories. Make a point. You know, tell them how by purchasing that book, how purchasing the book is going to help them to transform their life. It's going to help them to share their story with the rest of the world. It's going to help them to have the positive impact that they want to have in their environment. And remember, we always share a story, make a point. Share a story, make a point. Share a story, make a point. And don't forget, you don't always have to share a story. You can share a quote. In one of my recent videos, actually in the last video, the last session, we shared a quote from Plato. It was a quote that said, "Wise men speak because they have something to say." Yeah. And you've got something to say. You have something that the world needs to hear. So you need to purchase the book. You need to get the book. We need to work together. We want to help you. Remember what I said. You know, my goal is to help you share your story because I want to see you. I want to pull up YouTube one day and I want to see you on stage sharing your story and transforming lives. Figure out what you're going to talk about and why. You know that you're going to inspire, persuade, and entertain, or inform. Hone it in. Figure out exactly how you're going to accomplish your mission in the next 5 to 7 minutes, or however long that you've been given to speak. Focus on it. Make it something realistic. You see, I know it's realistic that when I'm done in the next 2 seconds, 2 minutes here, when I'm done, I know it's realistic that you'll know exactly where to go to get the book. I know that you know exactly what the price is going to be. $17.99. I know that you already know that it's going to be a special offer if you click today. Get the ebook, the Kindle version, for like $2 if you purchase the this is my favorite. You know it's my favorite, right? This is my favorite. You purchase this one, we're going to give you the Kindle version for $2. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, what are you waiting for? Get over there and get your copy, right? You're going to do the exact same thing in your presentation. Wrap it all up. 5 to 7 minutes. Make it work. Make it good. Hey, have fun. Join me on the next video. Presentation. We're going to go public speaking tip number 15. This is number 14. Narrow your focus and make it interesting. I'll see you next time.